Well, Kate, why don't you introduce yourself to the camera?
I will. I'm Kate Kiefer, and I'm president of the Breast Cancer Research Foundation of Alabama.
And I'm Buddy Palmer. I'm president and CEO of Create Birmingham, formerly the Cultural Alliance of Greater Birmingham.
Wow.
So two of us from the nonprofit world, but sort of different
Nonprofit
sides. How long have you worked in nonprofit?
Actually, I've been with the Breast Cancer Foundation for 20 years. We will have our 20th anniversary this year. And I started out as a volunteer and working with Dolly O'Neill, who's one of the founders, and then later became a board member. And then this is my first year to serve as president. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we've had a great time. A lot of growth.
You were one of those dream board members, dream volunteers that really really stays with an organization over a long period of time. You kind of carried the history of the organization.
I do. That's very well put. I really do have a passion. I say you have to place an investment in what you do. You have to be invested financially, physically, and emotionally. And if you're all three things as a board member, then you're going to be beneficial to that whole board to get to the goal that you're trying to do. And ours is trying to cure breast cancer. And we raise money that stays here in Alabama, goes to UAB because they have one of the best comprehensive cancer center, breast centers in the world, actually. And so we're presenting a big check.
Rumor has it you have a very exciting announcement to make.
We do. We're going to make that presentation tomorrow, as a matter of fact. And so we think it's going to be great. And we feel what we've done is making an impact because 30 years ago, before we were even organized, 4 out of 5 women died of breast cancer. Now only 1 out of 5. So we've made tremendous gains, and hopefully, in another 25 or 30 years, we'll be able to say we cured cancer.
All kinds of cancer.
There are.
Not a family that's not touched by it.
I know. But anyway, it's a great cause, and it's good that I think that it stays here in Birmingham. It kind of slides into what I guess you do by building Birmingham up in a different way.
That is certainly, I would say, probably our common ground.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about
Sure.
Create Birmingham.
Well, Create Birmingham, as I said, we're originally the Cultural Alliance, and their Cultural Alliance was formed out of a master plan for the Birmingham region that was published in 2003, 2004, I think. And so the organization really just recently celebrated our 10th year, and in doing so, we went back and did another plan.
Right.
And this time, we looked at not only the nonprofit arts and cultural world, but we looked at the totality of Birmingham's creative enterprise. So we were looking at both nonprofit and commercial creative venture, everything from idea inception to the marketplace, and looking at what jobs are created in that pipeline, what does education in the area look like for that pipeline. And it's really, we've launched a new mission for ourselves, a new name. It's really sent the organization in a different direction in focusing, really creating a broader canvas. So working now not only with our traditional arts and cultural organizations like the Birmingham Museum of Art, the Alabama Ballet, Alabama Symphony, Botanical Gardens, Civil Rights Institute, all of those great institutions, but working with chefs and architects and graphic designers, fashion designers, filmmakers, so music makers, local music halls, art galleries. So really looking at what makes the culture of Birmingham unique, and looking at ways that we can invest in and grow what is already becoming such a dynamic piece of the Birmingham community.
And attract a lot of talent at the same time.
Absolutely. They say that now jobs follow people, no longer people follow jobs, and so our younger generations are looking for communities that offer them a certain quality of life that involves kind of, a street culture where there's great art, great music, great food, outdoor opportunities, and that's really what we want to represent.
Right.
That work.
Do you have a board that works with you?
We have a fantastic board. As you talk about passion, and they have been part of this evolution every step of the way. Certainly, as the organization's paid leader. I
Right.
could not have done this without their stamp of approval and really their commitment. It's been untold volunteer hours involved, as you know, in any.
Oh, I
in
think
this
so,
work.
and you probably assist in events and all too, with the various organizations?
We do. Primarily at this point, marketing, our event calendar, Birmingham 365, is sort of I guess, the best representation of the vibrancy and depth and breadth of all that Birmingham has to offer, not just arts and culture, but all community events
Right.
on the web. So we're there for worldwide visitors 365
That's awesome.
days a year.
You know, the UAB Comprehensive Cancer Center does their big fundraiser is called ArtLink
Yes.
every year.
Yes.
And you know, that's what I think about. It brings out the creativity of what's in Birmingham. We talk about the wonderful restaurants that we have here. And I'm trying to remember the names. That Birmingham's Own is the organization.
The locals.
Right, Frank
the
Sted's
originals.
and all, and the ArtLink thing kind of is, here's our resident artists that are here too.
Well, Birmingham has such a generous community. We are known for that, and our artist community is part of that. And I know our artists and our chefs give to so many
They do.
fundraisers.
They
They
really do.
really make themselves
You're
part
right,
of the
I'm not from
community.
Birmingham originally, but, and I know you said you were not either, but I don't think I've ever lived in a more generous town for nonprofit world. And there's a lot of money in Birmingham, and they share it, and I
They
think
do.
that's important.
And what I have found, also not being from here originally, is that people love big ideas here. They're not afraid
Right.
to step out and invest in something that they may not necessarily have a great depth of knowledge of, but they can buy into the vision,
Right.
and they want to see Birmingham be a really progressive national and international leader.
I agree with you. I worked for a company that was based out of New York before I retired, and we would have visitors and fly in, and they had the wrong expectation of Birmingham. They were so surprised at the beauty of the city for one thing, and then the depth of the people, both from a passion standpoint as well as just nice people, you know. So I'm glad to be up Birmingham. I've been here 20 years now, so I love it.
I've been here 6. But thinking about what you said, UAB's role in researching, we have UAB here certainly as a healthcare
Right.
and medical leader. When you said that, I thought, because I just saw the movie Selma yesterday, and I'm from Selma.
Right.
And I was thinking about Birmingham's place in our national and international conscience in terms of human rights history. I think that also is such an important piece of our community. It is a profile that I think will grow for us since 2013 in Birmingham's really seminal year in civil rights history, and now 2015 in Selma. I think much like UAB is a center for medical research, that Birmingham has a place internationally in terms of ongoing conversations about human rights and civil rights, and that is an area that I think Mayor Bell is really mining for the full depth and breadth of what Birmingham can be.
No, I think so too. I think that the leaps and bounds since that whole civil rights era is incredible. You think about where Birmingham was and where it is today. And I think you can credit the leadership that Birmingham has had. And also the forward thinking of people like you and our board members, and you know, and the people that have led UAB, because now UAB is, I think, the largest single employer in the
state,
in
right?
the state, yeah. So
It's
that's
amazing
like over
economic
15,000
engine.
people. So that's an impact too. So as it grows, the UAB grows, so does the rest of the city in so many other ways for so many interests that people have. But,
Well, I think clearly we share your commitment, my commitment, UAB's commitment is about legacy.
yeah,
And there was a generation that came before us that had a very difficult time building a legacy,
right.
but did so against all odds, and now it's left for us to create a new legacy for the next generation. And I'm I'm just so motivated by the 20 and 30-year-olds that I have really the privilege to rub elbows against in the creative sector, who not only are pursuing a career, but are so committed to civic work. And it just does my heart so much good to see that social activism.
I totally agree, because we see it with young supporters boards that we have in a lot of nonprofits, and that tells you a commitment right there. And
Absolutely.
if you can start somebody consciously giving of themselves, like I said, whether it's financially, physically, or emotionally, at that age, that's going to be a tremendous impact on this city and the things that can be done by all of the nonprofits, I think, in the future. And that is part of the legacy, I think.
Absolutely. Agreed.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Same here.